Why would a senior developer want to use Webflow? This is the question that I want to answer in this video. Hi, I'm Nicola, a freelance web and Webflow developer, trainer, and founder of Nocode Pro. So a few days ago, I received an email from Daniel, and he said, "Hello Nicola, my name is Daniel. I really admire your front-end work, it's great." And by the way, when I receive this type of comment, I always am very, very happy because when people understand the type of work that you're doing and the effort that you put into that work, for me is really, really priceless. So thank you so much, Daniel. I hope you don't mind me emailing you. I wanted to ask you a question about Webflow. Why would a person with your experience and skill use Webflow? I'm a front-end developer. I only have 1 year of experience. I want to start making websites for my friends, small businesses, but I just don't really have the time with my current commitments. I recently came across Webflow and it seems like a really viable way to quickly make small websites. During my research, I came across your website. I spoke to some colleagues about it and they say, why would you use Webflow? You can achieve the same thing in the same time with Next.js, Tailwind, Framer, Motion. I figured you are a great person to ask, give you your experience in development and in Webflow. What are your main reasons for using it? Is it purely to save time or are there other benefits? Thank you, Nicola. Big fan of your work, Daniel. So let's reply to the first question. Why I will use Webflow? Short answer is because Webflow is a professional no-code tool that let me create code visually, and that Webflow can manage all the other aspects like deployment, hosting. That is really annoying for me as a developer. I want to focus on building the product and not to fixing bugs that doesn't count for the client. So I want to focus on what is important for the client on the final product. Also, there is something here that I'm not really agree when he said, but you can achieve the same thing in the same time with Next.js, Tailwind, Framer, Motion. Maybe you can achieve the same thing in the same time when, I don't know, you want to create something very simple, like a very landing page, very basic with animation. If you want to start creating a website, multi-page, with complex animation, with complex interaction, I don't think so. And if you're that type of person that can do the same at the same time, the question is, how much time did you take to arrive to that point? These tools, Next.js, Tailwind, Framer, are very complex. You will not start from scratch and you can create this in, I don't know, 1 day, 2 days. This takes time, Also to learn this tool takes years of practice. You need to understand a lot of concepts, this CSS, HTML, CSS, SCSS, a lot of processor that you need to understand how to create this type of project. And then also something very important you have to take into consideration is the maintenance. So you need to update this library. So you need to maintain when you are using Webflow and all these no-code tools. All this is managed by the company. So you need, like I said before, just to focus on the product. And something that is important to understand that maybe many developers don't understand. When we are talking about Webflow, when we are talking about Xano, when we are talking about Flutterflow, these are all professional no-code tools. They are not like Squarespace, they are not like Wix. So when many developers think about no-code, they immediately think about like WordPress, Wix. So this is very important to make them understand that with Webflow, you can create, and actually now with also DevLink, you can use Webflow and Next.js. So you can build all the interfaces, all the front end in Webflow, and then import the components inside Next.js. Also Tailwind, it's very complex to use. If you want to create also a simple card with a few box shadow board, you need to use a lot of classes, and that can be difficult to manage. You need to be really a pro to create this type of website. So not just to create a website, but also to manage it, to make other developer easy to use the website. When you're talking about code, I think is a great, obviously is great, but I think that you need to integrate code when it's necessary. Like in Webflow, you can use CSS, like an embed code to create some very advanced functionality. But for the most things, Webflow is great, and you can use Webflow and integrate some code, or you can integrate also with Next.js. So for me, the question is, why would you use Next.js, Tailwind, and Framer if you can build the same thing with Webflow, and you are much more fast and efficient, and your client is happy, but also they can edit and manage the website in the editor. This is a very important aspect also in the CMS. So Webflow is a very powerful tool, and obviously Next.js, Tailwind are, and they will, I think, always be a good option to create powerful, like a web app, very custom, that is great. But Webflow definitely is the best tool to create this type of website. And many times people that they say these things, they have never used Webflow. So I suggest you to try Webflow, and then you will see why I'm saying these things. So thanks for watching, for taking the time. Let me know what do you think in the comment. I'm very curious about maybe your question. I can reply to other aspects that maybe I didn't say. And if you like the video, let me know by pressing the like button, and subscribe for more video about this topic. I will talk about Webflow, wized to create a web app. Wized now is getting more powerful, so next year will be definitely an important tool for me to create a web app with Webflow. So thanks again, and see you in the next video.